everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. My name is Dawn Block. I'm with Century 21 First Class Homes, and I am your host for the show. So before I introduce my guest, I would like to go through a couple of things. Like, number one, we're being streamed live on YouTube, all of my Facebook channel. We're put on LinkedIn. So you may be seeing me out there now. And if you are seeing me, please share maybe a comment, give us a little thumbs up, maybe give us a heart. I see we got one thumbs up, so somebody's on here. So that's great. And I want to welcome everybody. Also, if you have any comments, if you have any questions for my special guest, Chintan, and I'll be introducing him in a little bit, please put them in the comments so that we can go through them throughout the show and most likely at the end of the show. So what I would like to do is I am wanting to, the reason I do my little Meet the Expert on the Block is because I want to support our local businesses. And here is Chintan Surti. He is with Homewatch Caregivers. I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about what is Homewatch Caregivers.
Yeah, thank you, Don, for having me to your show, and thank you everybody who's watching us today. So my name is Chintan Surti. I'm the owner of Homewatch Caregivers of Schaumburg. Homewatch Caregivers, they've been in the market for over 30 years with over 200 offices in the country. We recently started our office in Schaumburg. So our service areas for this office is Schaumburg, Hoffman Estates, Hanover Park, Streamwood, Arlington Heights, Rolling Meadows, and Mount Prospect, those areas. hmm
Well, I wanted to thank you very much for letting everybody know that. And I know I got to get my banner up there. And also, I always have the banner running on the bottom with the phone number, email, and contact information for Chintan. And he will also, at the end of the show, he will mention his contact information again. But Chintan, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're a busy guy with a lot of patience, and I just want to thank you very much for joining me today. But I do want to find out a little bit of information from you. Now, I know, business all aside, you did take on this business, but everybody has a little bit of a backstory on how they started it up, why they started it up, and I'd love to hear what your backstory is.
Yeah, so I immigrated to U.S. about 15 years ago, uh, and then there's one cultural difference that I saw in the community is that we back home we used to have the joint family culture, where parents are living together with their children. Then children are supposed to take care of their parents or grandparents and stuff.
Oh,
So I see a huge cultural difference in this country, and then I see there's a huge need for services like we provide in our community to make the community stronger and make the senior communities more happier and live their life fuller. So
because
I always
they're
wanted to
living
open
their
up.
lives in the house. I mean, they're being able to be in their home, not have to go to a nursing home, right? Is that
That's
correct?
correct. Because I have a lot of clients who are because they've lived their whole life in their house or a place, and then they don't want to leave that place at their towards their end of the life. So what they do is they hate to go to senior centers. Instead, they rather stay in their own place where they lived their pretty much whole life, and that's why they call us to provide some kind of support to them.
Yeah, and like you said, yeah, a lot of people, like, you don't see it a lot, but where you were from, your family unit is a lot bigger, and they stay in one residence. So and I think sometimes we get away that we have to get back to, our parents brought us up. They took care of us when we were little, so it's kind of nice to give back and take care of them while they get old. So
Yeah.
I so thank you very much, because that's what you do. You're like an essential person. Your business is something that is what we need more of, especially now, with everybody getting older. So,
Yeah.
but
especially Department of Health and Human Services. According to them, every day 10,000 or more people are turning 65 every day. So there's a huge
Wow.
need for this kind of services, and at the same time helping out in the community, and creating jobs for the employees.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
our goal.
Yes. So, can you tell us, Shantan? I mean, I know we're going to go into a little bit deeper in with your slideshow of what Homewatch Caregivers is all about, but I wanted to see when somebody calls you up, what is the first customer experience that they get? What happens? Like, so if I were to call you up, what would I be, what kind of experience would I get? Maybe if you can kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, sure. So most of the times when we receive calls, the calls are from either their sons, daughters, or any relatives who's looking for care for their loved ones. So when we talk to them first time on phone, we call it initial intake. So we're at the time of initial intake, we don't ask for a lot of information. We ask for general information about the client, what kind of services that they want. They recently had any surgeries, or I mean, they're going to get any surgery done. Uh, and then their phone numbers, addresses, relationship with their client, and stuff like that. So after taking all this information, we put all this information into our system, and then we set up a consultation. So the consultation is in person, at home, or at the place wherever they need services at.
Hmm.
So at the time of consultation, we usually take about 45 minutes an hour, sometimes longer, depending on how many questions family has for us, uh, or if they have any concern about our caregivers and our services and stuff like that. So we take about an hour for consultation, where we do different kind of evaluation, like safety evaluation, sleep evaluation, for the client. Is there any special needs for this client, and stuff like that. And also provide any answers that they have. Provide information about our services, our companies, and what kind of care that we provide, and what do they expect from us, and what we expect from them, and stuff like that. So once we have all this information, so I just gave you a brief idea about the consultation. It's a lot longer than what I just explained.
Yeah.
There are certain things that we are not allowed to say in the public, because we are HIPAA compliant.
For HIPAA,
So we don't
yes.
give out provide information outside the world. Uh, but yeah, so we have at least 8 to 10 kind of forms that we fill out at the time of consultation. So our team will come back to the office, put everything in the system again, and according to that, we create a care plan. Uh, the care plan is the guideline for our caregivers of what kind of care our client is looking for, their addresses, their emergency contacts, if they have any surgeries, if they have any allergies, or maybe diabetic, or stuff like that. High
Right. Like if they
blood
broke their
pressure and
leg and
stuff.
they can't walk, or a stroke victim or anything like that, those type of
That,
things.
that's correct. And sometimes if needed, with the authorization of a client, we need to talk to the doctors, and then we get more information from the doctors about their food, their sleeping habits, or their medications, and stuff like that. So after we come back to the office and put all the information in the system, after creating a care plan. So care plan is the guideline for our caregivers. So our caregivers, they have never met the client before. So we're the ones from our office. We met this client, and we talk to their families quite often. Uh, but at the time of the services, our caregivers needs to know what kind of services they are going to provide to our clients. So this is our guideline for our caregivers. So caregivers know exactly how to read those care plans, what to do in what kind of situations and stuff. And then We have an app. It's called a lag care. So all the caregivers has access to that app.
Mm-hmm.
So those care plans are in the system. Their addresses,
Oh,
emergency contacts, all in this app.
oh, okay,
Uh,
okay.
and then at the time of care, they can clock in and clock out through the app as well. And then they can only clock in if they're 100 meters from their client's house. So it's not
Oh,
like
okay.
they leave from their house and clock in for extra hours and stuff. So we have that system in
So
our
you
app too.
keep track of all that. You keep track of their clocking in and clocking out pretty closely then.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And also, if they have any notes, like we also keep track of any progress notes of our clients. So our
Mm.
caregivers will keep all the notes throughout the day of their eating habits, sleeping habits, or bowel movement habits and stuff like that. So
And all
everything is
these,
in the system.
do, do you update the family members then of all this with all the updates? I mean, do you get in touch with the family members maybe on a weekly basis or every day? Do you give them an update on what's going on?
So we don't call them and give them updates. What we have is we have the family portal available for them.
Oh, okay.
So with the authorization of our clients, we can give any family member access to our family portal. What family portal has the all the care plans access, their progress reports, their schedules, who the caregivers are, their names and stuff like that. So they
Well, it's
don't.
like
I
going to
mean,
the doctor, isn't it? Like it's sometimes they give you, you go to your doctor, they give you a portal to go to see all your test results. Is that the same thing?
yes. So every individual has their own account in the portal. So nobody can share their accounts. So that this is how we have, so we can provide information through the portal as well.
Okay. So just
Hmm.
before we go into before because we're going to be talking a little deeper in home watch, we've got some people that are jumping on. Chris Black says looking forward to the show. So we're here now, so I hope you're enjoying it. Um, Janet Zajac says glad to hear from you. And then Chris Black came on again and said, "A wonderful service you provide. Thank you." So that was really nice. So thank you everybody for chiming in. I appreciate that. What we're going to do now is we are going to take a little deep dive and find out a little bit more about what home watch caregivers, the types of care. So we'll go to home watch caregivers. Can you tell us a little bit? It says each of our clients is wonderfully unique. The home care that we provide is too. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so each our clients are different. All human beings are different. Their needs are different. So we try to provide the best care possible according to each of our clients' need. What we find out is through our services, they feel more lightly, lovable. Somebody they can talk their feelings about, uh, and every individual is different. So everybody needs somebody to support, so that's what we're here for. So our company provides care to support all kinds of seniors, or not just seniors, but any kind of age. There's no age requirement. We can provide care to a 1 year old
Oh,
child to up to maybe 100 years old or 10 years old seniors, so there's no
wow.
age limit to who we provide care to.
So, what is the oldest patient that you're taking care of right now? How old?
So currently we have the oldest client is 94 years old,
Okay.
and she's doing better than we saw them the first time, so she's
Oh,
doing much
really?
better. Mhm.
Oh, good, good,
Yes,
good. So and that says a lot about the care that you're giving to seeing an improvement in her. So
yes,
that's
absolutely.
very good.
Hmm.
What I noticed too, you have it on your brochure, and I kind of use it as that's why I want to kind of talk about and learn more about you is because you says when everyone you make everybody feel connected, engaged, and appreciated. And I think that's what people want. They want to feel, appreciated, engaged, and connected, and not feel like they're thrown on the side. So, with that, can you tell us a little bit about what your mission, your vision, and your values are?
Yeah, so those are the three principles we lay our businesses on. Our mission is to provide superior care quality care possible to our clients, preserve their dignity, independence, and safety for our clients. This is the main points of our mission, and at the same time, to create compelling employment opportunities for the community.
Yes,
So that's
yeah.
that's our mission. Yeah.
So can we talk, let's talk
Uh,
a little bit about the services that you
uh,
provide.
Sorry. Could you go back to the
Oh yeah. Oh
whole
yeah,
slide?
yeah, yeah.
I
Sure.
talked about the mission. I want to talk more about our vision. So,
Oh yes.
as an integral component of home care industry, our vision is to provide premier home care services to all ages. That's our vision. Our values are integrity, compassion, partnership, and positive outcomes. That's our values. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and that it goes it's you show it. I mean, you're telling everybody you take care of, you don't care what age the person is, that you'll take care of everybody. So you're not just pinpointing the care of what you're going to give to only one age group. So that's kind of great.
Yes.
So why
Uh,
don't you talk a little bit about what kind of services that you do give?
yeah.
I
So we
know.
have different kind of services. Like I said, depending on client's need, we have all kinds of services. We are non-medical, so we don't provide any kind of services which is related to medical.
So you don't
Uh,
live, when you mean medical, you can't give medication. You can't, can you tell us a little bit when you mean that you're not medical?
So we're not supposed to draw any bloods out of clients, give them any kind of medication. We can remind them about the medication. We can hand over the medication to them, but we cannot put the medication in their mouth.
Hmm.
Uh, Anything related to medical, like any special equipment, we don't use because the state of Illinois doesn't want home care agencies to provide medical care. 'Cause for that, there's a different licensing.
Okay.
Uh, so we're not supposed to touch anything related to medical. But yeah, apart from that, we help our clients with meal prep, light housekeeping, laundries for our care clients, assist with the bathing, assist with the bowel movement. Care for childrens when their families are out.
Hmm.
We take them out for grocery shopping. If you can
Yeah, I
slide the
think
next
that we
one.
have, like, because we have comprehensive personal care. So you've broken it down. So that would be what you had mentioned is the oral care, bathing, dressing. And
Yes.
then you had mentioned you also take care of the medication reminders, but you had again stressed that you don't give medicine out. Um,
Hmm.
and what else? You said toiletry assisting, and then do you take monitor when you say monitoring vitals? What do you do?
Monitoring vital signs are sometimes doctors ask us to send them reports of their blood sugar every day, their blood pressure every day, glucose level, and stuff like that. So when we have that kind of request from the doctors, so we ask our caregivers, most of them are CNAs, so they keep track of all the vital signs and then submit it through the portal to doctors' offices.
Okay.
So that's we monitor their health records as well. So, yeah. But besides that, we can help them uh, play games. Play games together, reading together, social outings. If they want to go out have dinner at the restaurants, we
So
could
you
do
could
that.
do it. So that's where your transportation. So the last one. I guess that sounds like when you going out to dinner or something like that. Transportation services provided as part of the overall care provision. So you do what you were saying here. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more when you're talking about transportation. It's not just driving to the doctor. So there's a lot more to that.
Yeah, we could do running errands for our clients, transportation, meaning all kinds of transportation, including doctor's appointments. Some of our clients they have appointments 3 days a week to the doctor. So we take them to doctor's office safely and then return take them back to their houses. We can go out, do grocery shopping either with or without our clients. If they have the list of groceries, our caregivers will go out and then do the grocery shopping for our clients. Or if they want to go, they're nothing else to do at home. Maybe they want to go out with our caregivers for grocery shopping. We can do that too. So our caregivers are trained that way.
Okay.
So when it comes to transportation, whenever a client needs a transportation, we go out and check everything for about the cars of our caregivers. All the brake lights are working, mirrors are there, unbroken, the seats are clean for for our clients and stuff. So
So
we
you
check that.
inspect their cars because they'll be taking their cars with the clients, correct?
Yes, most of the times a client asks us to use caregiver's call.
Yeah.
So at that point, we need to inspect the vital signs of our cars.
Oh, okay. So I I know. Is there anything else that you want? Any additional information that you would like to share about Homewatch Caregivers?
Yeah. So, like I said, every day 10,000 people are turning senior, like 65, according to Home and Human Services. Uh, and then there's a huge need for this kind of services in the community to make the community happier, live better. What makes us different than the individual providers is we have more than 30 years of experience in the same industry. Our caregivers are trained at least 12 hours and then ongoing training throughout the year. If their caregivers are unexperienced, if they have no experience in the past, we provide those trainings, and on top of that, we take them to the actual field and then provide about 3 to 4 hours of physical training as well. Uh, Besides that, we're insured and bonded. We are state licensed. All of our employees are background checked and registered in the Illinois Department of Public Health Registry. We provide extensive customer care services. It's not like 9 to 5 Monday to Friday customer care. We have the extended hours of customer services. If there are any questions, if our client has any issues with the services, they can always reach out to us after hours, meaning evenings and weekends as well. We're HIPAA compliant, so we don't spread information outside without the client's consent. Um,
Wow.
we have ongoing training for all our caregivers. We do quality assurance every 30 days to our clients, according to states requirements. And we also have extra backup for our clients. Sometimes caregivers are humans too. They take off, they get sick or something.
That's true.
So we have extra caregivers on the bench, always ready to take the shift. So we don't want to leave the caregivers alone if I'm sorry, leave the clients alone if something happens to caregivers.
So I don't think. Oh, I have one comment here. Oh, that was really. So Chris Black says, "Thank you, Mr. Surti. This was informative. Lots of good info provided." So
Thank you, Chris.
yeah, so that was really nice for you to chime in. Thank you so much. So if there's, why don't you do this? If you wouldn't mind letting everybody know again how they can get in touch with you, and your phone number. If you could do that, that would be great. Maybe even let them know your location too. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, Chintan, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, so we're right across the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg. So our office address is, as you can see, 1101 Perimeter Drive, Suite 260, Schaumburg, Illinois, 60173. You can reach out to us through a phone call. Our number is 224 You can always go to our website, homewatchcaregivers.com or hwcg.com, or I don't mention the email address, but you can reach out to me through emails. My email address is csurti, that's CSURTI, at homewatchcaregivers.com. If you have any question, feel free to reach out to us.
So what I'm going to do is that's pretty much everything. The whole whole show. I hope everybody has found the information to be good. Again, if you are interested in getting to seeing any new shows that come up, you can go to my business page at Dawn Black Realtor and follow my business page. That way you'll be reminded of any new shows that will be popping up. Chintan, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. I really appreciate it. It was very informative.
Thank you, Don, for having me, and I would like to thank everybody who joined us for the show. And I hope we can make some changes in our community.
Yes, definitely. So until next time, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Meet the Expert on the Block show. And if you have any, if you have any questions about real estate, don't forget you can give me a call. I want to be your resource for real estate. That's why I bring on all these guests with different jobs throughout, the different areas of our community. So until next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Chintan, again for joining me on this episode, and make it a great evening. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.